Did you guys ever talk about stuff like that, like when you weren't working together, or for that matter, like how much were you talking when you weren't actively in the group together?
Well, we didn't leave I didn't leave under bad terms or anything. Billy, I was living in New York. We had done the third record, and he made the decision to move out to California. I didn't want to move to California, and a lot of record companies by then came knocking at my door offering me my own deal and stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to take this opportunity. One of my favorite producers offered to sign me at Warner Brothers, Ted Templeman, who had produced Van Halen and Doobie Brothers and so many great records. And I wanted to work with Ted. I really liked him. I got on really well with him. So
nice.
So I said to Billy, look, I'm going to stay in New York. I'm going to do a solo thing, and I'm sure we'll reconvene down the road. I wish you the best. And we never slagged each other off or anything. So when it came time for me to come back, a number of years later, we didn't have to make amends or anything. It was like, hey, good to see you,
Back where we left it off.
Pretty much so, yeah. And you'll find, either in a marriage, a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, or a musical partner, you're lucky to find that one person that you're like truly meant to be with and work with and respect. I mean, that's where it comes from, respect. First and foremost, you got to respect the person, and you got to be a fan. I'm a huge Billy Idol fan, and and I always was, and I like Generation X, and I like the records he did with me. I like the records he did without me. It's there's just something for some strange reason, we found each other and we work very well together, and I kind of understand him, and he challenges me, I challenge him. But I mean, he knows I have his best interests at heart. And, I know that when I pick up the guitar and play something, he digs it, so I'm always looking for him to like, give me that smile of, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. You can tell by his demeanor, sort of.
Absolutely. And it's true. Our relationship is same dynamic today as it was the day we met.
Do you feel closer at all with him now, or since the reunion in recent years?
Certainly. I mean, age will do that to you. But also, it's, we've shared a lot, and also to play these songs that mean a hell of a lot to our audience, and especially now, we do meet and greets, and you get to hear people's stories about how, they diagnosed with cancer, and our music and performances helped them through it, and now they're in remission. And
it's amazing.
And we've lost family members and parents, and we have a lot of shared experiences that we're the only two that went through that, and we don't take it for granted, I think.
It sounds like a family of sorts.
It is, and my wife travels with us, and Billy loves her, and they love having her, and she contributes. She helps run our meet and greets, and it is very much family. I would say, and hopefully that. That translates on stage. I always say that the best special effect we have is the chemistry we have on stage, better than any laser lights or any pyro or anything. When I go see a band and, the guitar player's in his own world, the singer, I'm like, I'm glad
you can tell.
I think I like seeing camaraderie,
Me too, and that's one of the most interesting things to me about you and Billy, Steve, is that you guys don't have this thing with, like, I hate to call out names, but you look at Steven Tyler and Joe Perry, they've always had this rivalry, like we know they love each other, but it's always like Joe Perry wishes he was singing and Steven doesn't want to let Perry get faster, than get more attention. You never see that with you guys. To what do you attribute that to? And I mean, do you have any thoughts on that sort of thing that happens with a guitar player and a singer?
Yeah, I mean, he is the boss, and it's his. I can suggest things, and I can co-write, but it's really his decision whether what songs he wants to do, or I confer with him. My job is really as a musical director and co-songwriter to prep all that stuff and rehearse the band and all that kind of stuff. But I think having someone that has the final word eliminates a lot of that kind of, stuff. And I will tell you that a lot of bands that people think it's, even if they've been together for 30 years and they think it's all equal members, it's usually not. There's usually one guy who makes the decisions, either business-wise or musically or whatever. And in our case, our partnership, we have a band of, 4 other guys, and we all work together, and but ultimately it's to make Billy look as good as he can, and to make sure that we're being truthful to the message and the intent of the music, because it's not phony, it's not. That's the one thing that Billy carries with him from the punk rock days, is that let's not be phony about this. Showbiz is fine, but let's make sure that the songs mean something. And that we're not up there, just being puppets or something. Let's really put sweat and blood into it and move people emotionally. That's what we're trying to do ultimately. We don't always succeed at that, but when we do, it's really special.
It so is. And I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's so authentic. And, you guys' hits are some of the rare songs with heavy guitars, rock guitars that are played on pop stations, because they are listenable to all, but they're legit and they have grit and they have rock. And I think that's just what sets you guys apart. It's such a special thing. I mean, it must be quite a trip looking back at all the stuff that you've created.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is songs sometimes just appear, I mean, you can't, I don't think you could ever sit down and write, and go, okay, punch the clock, and we're going to write Eyes Without a Face today. We're going to write Rebel Yell or something. It doesn't happen that way. There's something in the air. I'll have a little gem of a part, or Billy will come in with a gem of a part. Maybe it's only three chords. I remember when we did the first record, we didn't have a single. So our producer, Keith Forsey, locked Billy up in the studio overnight. And this was towards the end of the record, and he came out with White Wedding. And
wow.
Sometimes it's just, you're just waiting for it to happen. And sometimes you can go days, or you plan a schedule of writing, but it doesn't always happen for you. You don't always get a winner.